Hey there, comic book friends, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're in the mighty downtown area, so you're gonna hear cars roaring by and lots of excitement like that. And you might even hear some Zydeco music in the background, and I apologize for that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do.
Anyway, this is the
first week of July.
First week of July. And we're gonna start right off with
Animal Man, issue 11. What'd you think?
I'm digging the comic, so Butter Baker gets a new body, and in it, so he gets a new body. They decide, well, heck, they're going to give him a body because they can't find anybody else right now, and they're in a hurry.
So they bring in the flesh tailors, and by the way, it's probably just me, but the flesh tailors look like, I find this really funny because they look like the things during 52, during that week thing, the things that end up with Animal Man. The yellow-headed aliens are the flesh tailors.
Yes.
They look, yeah, that's awesome. It's a great little tribute to.
They keep tying into little stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I like the issue. It feels like we're moving places and stuff. There's been some discussion with some of the other YouTube channels about now that Buddy Baker can basically use her powers whenever he wants to, and how that may play out, that might diminish the thinking and originality and interest of the character, that's going to get supplanted by him just simply being able to do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it, kind of a thing.
Yes.
I see both sides to it.
Of course, on the other hand, it's pretty cool watching Buddy run forward in rhino form and punch the head off of his dead body.
Right. Right. Him actually mutating and shifting and whatnot.
Yeah, as they give him minor transformation.
The artist on this is the artist who's been doing Frankenstein, Agent of Shade.
Yeah,
did this fill-in issue?
It works for Frankenstein, but not for.
Yeah, it really does. It really doesn't for that. Yeah, I have to agree that it's not. I mean, not that he's a bad artist. It just doesn't.
It just doesn't work for.
Right.
Just like the original artist we had for Animal Man is kind of iffy on Birds of Prey.
Yeah. So no, I'm still enjoying the comic. I think it's entertaining and fun, and I'm excited to see what happens. To tell you the truth, I'm almost even more excited to see what happens after this whole team up with Swamp thing and the whole Rot thing gets done with. What does this comic go from there?
Yeah.
You know, and the family's kind of anti-hero thing. But obviously, even if they deal with this initial Rot thing, that can't be the end, right? That can't be the end of the whole fact that Maxine is the new Avatar and all that stuff. What do you think of it?
I liked it. I thought it was good. Like I said, it was pretty awesome watching Buddy run forward, and also seeing his different forms of how he mutates and how weird he looks when he does whatever. Because the tailors give him, as they say, like minor transforming, mutation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So he kind of transitions.
So he shifts a little bit. So his feet get big when he's beating an elephant for the weight or whatever. And
so it's kind of cool seeing how that affects him. I mean, like, you know, he kind of has talons when he's in bird
I wonder
form.
if that was always their plan, or if they know that people have been kind of going, ooh, wow, that's gross but cool with him, you know, all the weird stuff we've been seeing in the comic, you know, all the twisted and weird shapes. That this is a way for them to continue to have him, to continue to be able to show twisted and weird shapes by him kind of half ape man kind of whatever and whatnot. Of course, we're gonna get to see a big knockdown drag out, right?
Yeah.
Coming up, so.
Seth, not Seth, but
the Rod.
Yeah, the leader, whatever his name is.
It's gonna be Arcane or something like that, right?
Yeah, Arcane.
So it's gonna be good fun. I give it a solid, I don't know, 3, maybe a 4.
I'd give it a weak 4.
Yeah.
If the art was a little better, it'd be a 4.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we're gonna talk about Batwing number 11. What do you think?
I at first, for some reason, I was reading it. I didn't really pay attention to the title, and I thought it was Nightwing. And I was like, you know, for some reason, I'm liking Nightwing a lot more than I haven't. Looks at cover. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I guess I like the cover even with the the long road to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like the whole dragon cover and background. It's also interesting watching Nightwing get the crap beat out of him by the dragon guy. As he flies around, the dragon just kind of like jumps.
Not Nightwing.
Not Nightwing. Batwing.
Batwing, yeah.
Batwing. As
he goes to fly. Oh, I'm going to fly because that'll give me a tactical advantage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just kind of jumps and smashes him through a building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fun though. I also love as they find the other people. They were a little more tech savvy than Long's goons.
Yeah.
I'm in, but not quite tech savvy enough.
Right.
That was fun.
So what about the fact that they basically told us that Penguin sold a nuclear bomb to somebody?
That could be bad.
Really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad. Yeah.
The fact that somehow Penguin managed to get a nuclear bomb
Sure.
and not have Batman or somebody try and mess with him, but not have any of the other gangs mess with him.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've played on it before that Two-Face and I know this is the New 52, but
Right.
they played on it before that Two-Face and Penguin are like
battling for the same stuff.
because
Sure.
yeah, they're both gang leaders that are battling for Gotham.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not. I mean, obviously, he can't do anything with a nuclear weapon, but sell it. I mean, what's a gangster
Yeah.
going to do with a nuclear
Yeah.
weapon? So.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah,
I know,
it's-
but I meant the fact that they let him get him to hold on a nuclear weapon to be sold in the first place.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Who knows exactly how that all works out and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the comic. I like Marcus 2 on art. It's not as pretty as the old Ben Oliver, but I still solid comic book art and whatnot. What would you rate this book?
I'm gonna give it a solid 3.
Yep, I would too. It was quite enjoyable. Okay, what's next?
Okay, next up we have Batman Detective Comics number 11.
Where he's fighting some
Mr. Toxic.
Mr. Toxic, who I think looks cool. I like the costume. I like the idea of it and whatnot. I don't know that this was that great of a story. It did, yeah. I mean, this would be one of those books that, despite it being Detective Comics, might have been on the slow slope to being dropped.
Yeah.
But we know it's changing all creative team. Even before this arc gets over, it's going to team. Anyway, this book in particular, like I said, I like the bad guy to some degree. Of course, we don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Other than the radiation.
The fact that he's resurrecting himself, then killing himself, and there's more than one of him, and it's what? Did he clone himself? Is
Right.
it time travel?
Right.
What is this? It's kind of weird. I mean, at first I was thinking, oh, it must be there was only one of him. Oh, it must be time travel. He must be going back in time
Right.
to make sure that the accident that turns him into Mr. Toxic still happens.
Or something.
And then there was more than one of him.
Right. He's cloned himself.
There's 3 or 4 of him.
Right, he was all the Batmans too.
I was
in
just
the last issue, yeah.
Is it cloning? What is this? I
Yeah.
mean, so that was kind of confusing, I guess.
Well,
And,
confusing, but
I
not
mean,
bad either, because we don't have to know all the answers right off the bat.
I agree.
So,
I give it a 3.
it was okay.
Yeah.
It was an okay 3.
Yeah, maybe a week or 3. Not quite a week 3.
Yeah.
But a week 3.
Okay, next we're going to talk about Dial H number 3.
So this is pretty cool. We find out more stuff about the dial. We find somebody else who has
Uses one.
who has the dial.
Mantu or Mantu or
Whatever
say
her name is. But we also find out that as you use it, the dial slowly erodes your mind. And we kind of discussed this earlier. We talked about how
Their personalities are talking to him, when he was Chimney Boy.
Chimney.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we find out that they slowly start to invade your memories too.
Right.
She asks him, she says, so what was your biggest fight ever? He fights the hose dragon, which is a dragon that's covered in gardening tools
Right.
and has little flowers on it.
And we're wait, when did that happen?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
they didn't put this in the comic. I mean, 'cause
Right.
I know there's a few times of him running around as different people. I also love the mix together of all the different superheroes at the very beginning. That was pretty cool, kind of. It was still weird. I still
Yeah.
don't get how Pelican Army works. But
Well,
whatever. But yeah, and he never fought that dragon. It was Boy Chimney's memory, not
Right,
his.
right.
So, and his dial is broken because the phone booth that it was in gets totally shot up. And we find out that all the dials are broken. Just his is a little more messed
broken?
up.
Right.
So
since
that's why
Manitou,
maybe that's why they give you your random superheroes or weird superheroes compared to.
Right. So she's trying to fix her dial because she's a technician and she's messed with the dials before. So hopefully she figures
And
it
there's
out.
this person called I don't know if it's O or 0, but it's the number or the letter. I don't know. who's helped people with phones throughout
Right.
all of existence.
He's
And we
gave them the
find out-
technology,
And
right.
we find out that communicating wasn't really his purpose with the phones.
Right. So what was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So what do you think about the other bad guy villain thing that's going on in this thing? That confused the hell out of me, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
The whole, pulling black stuff out of these people who.
I'm so lost on that.
Yeah. So that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I was really confused by that. I was like, well, what is this? I don't understand that part of it going on. So whereas the whole learning more about the phone dial and Nelson and the memories and all that stuff, that part's all cool and interesting. The whole bad guy threat thing, though, it's like they were giving us almost nothing about these people, and now they just suddenly dumped this whole, pulling this black stuff out of it. Like, totally confused.
What?
I do not understand. And quite honestly, there aren't very many comics I read where I'm totally lost and I don't get what's going
It doesn't
on.
even make sense.
And this did it.
It just kind of randomly showed up.
Yeah, I mean, I can take some wild guesses at that, but that's just me having read a lot of comic books to take wild guesses.
Yeah.
It hasn't informed us well enough to know why the hell's what's going on is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you give this book?
I'd give it a solid 3.
I am going to give it a weak, confusing 3. Okay, I think that's it for this half, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll be back in a little bit with the second half. See ya.